guys, and welcome back to the United Star. And we're here after a very long international break. Some of y'all may take it in a good way, some of y'all may take it like, why do we have international breaks? I took it as a good way to get my mind off Manchester United, especially with the way that we entered into it with a 2-0 loss to our arch rivals. But getting into what the next game has to bring, and before we start talking about the Watford Manchester United game, I want to say I'm going to keep all the Ole out, all the Brendan Rodgers, Zinedine Zidane conversation for another video. I'm not going to put it in here. I do know for a fact that the pressure's on Ole. I don't think this board is going to make that switch immediately. Don't see that happening, irrespective of any outcomes, because they want a good manager. So, irrespective of this result, I don't think the manager is going to get the sack. Now, talking about this game in specific, sorry. We're playing Watford away from home. Watford have played 11 games, got only 10 points. They recently got Ranieri as their new manager. And it's an away fixture for Manchester United. You know, nowadays when I go into any fixture, I'm a tad bit scared. But it's Watford, and I'm hoping that we have a point to prove, especially with the fixtures and with the way things are going in the table. You know, we've slipped down to sixth. We're 9 points off the top to be exact. We need to play catch up. Even forget catch up to number one. Catch up to number four, which is Liverpool on a 5 point advantage to us. And our next fixtures don't do us any good. We're playing Watford, Chelsea, Arsenal. Arsenal in a great form. Chelsea is leading the table, and then obviously Watford. And I'm leaving out the Villarreal game in between. But talking about Watford and what I expect the starting 11 to be, I expect De Gea to be in goal. I think he's been probably the player of the year, and it doesn't make sense to me, when our defense is not working out, that time our keeper's in insane form. When the defense is working out, our keeper's lackluster. I'm not understanding why can't we have both sets of, both sets of the party working together in conjunction to be a collective solid five unit. But anyways, De Gea in goal. I will go with Luke Shaw. I know he missed out in the England game because of injury, but I'd go with Luke Shaw on the left, Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right. Victor Lindelof, I don't think Varane is fit just yet. And Harry Maguire. I mean, Harry Maguire, there's a lot been spoken during the international break. He scored 2 goals. His celebration has been questioned on. I hope those goals bring some confidence in him, and he goes on to improve his Manchester United performances, because his performances have not even been Hull City worthy performances, especially for someone who wears the armband at Manchester United. Moving forward, again, we're playing Watford. I know Pogba's out injured. I just don't. I think Ole has to go to try and get a result, and he hates Donny van de Beek. Otherwise, again, I see this being a Donny van de Beek game. If it was me as manager, I would have had Scott McTominay with Donny van de Beek and Bruno. But obviously, he's not going to play that. He's going to play Fred, McTominay, and Bruno, which doesn't make sense to me, but so be it. Fred, McTominay, Bruno. I know McTominay was carrying an injury, but he's just going to put all his chips now in this because he has nothing to lose. He is going to mostly get the sack unless he really changes things throughout the entire season. So he's just going to do things to ensure that the club doesn't go into a bad place and take no risks whatsoever, because this is the tried and tested team, which I would say is not performing given the last 2 games against Atalanta and Man City, but so be it. Obviously, then on the left, I will go with Marcus Rashford with Cristiano Ronaldo up front. Talking about the right, this is where I would play Jadon Sancho. I think Mason Greenwood has become really greedy of late, and I understand that because he is a striker. That's how it is. But let's use him as an impact sub, and we've got Jadon Sancho for a reason. I was hearing all these talks throughout the international break that they were planning on doing a 3 at the back with Jadon Sancho as a wing back and Aaron Wan-Bissaka as a centre back, which I think is just a criminal offence for getting a right winger and converting him into a right back. I don't see what sense that makes. I don't know if that is actually being considered. I have some serious doubts about Ole. If that's the path that has even been spoken of. I mean, already spoke of it, but if that's being implemented, I have serious question marks. But that would be my 11. Moving on to Watford. Watford haven't had the best of season starts. If you look at their last 5 games, they've lost 4, and they've won 1 in their last 5. You know, I don't see them being a threat. They managed to beat Everton. I mean, look at it this way. You know, Watford lost 5-0 to Liverpool. So did we. So we're at the same level. It's it's you know what? We used to make fun of Arsenal, guys. You look at the standings. The difference between Chelsea and us and United and relegation is the same. The gap between Burnley and us is 8 points, and the gap between us and Chelsea, is 9 points, and us and Chelsea is also 9 points. So we need to make that switch immediately. I'm not saying we're going to get relegated or anything of that sort, but we need to wake up. This team needs to wake up. The players have a point to prove. I'm done with them putting it up on Instagram, putting it up on Twitter, putting it up. Keep your social media aside and grow up and put those performances on the field. Stop being sloppy. Play normal football. Concentrate. Play for the badge, and you will get results, because the same team did the same thing last season. The same team proved their point last season. The back four, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, was one of the best back fours in Europe. So what has caused this sudden change? I have no answer to it. But guys, this is what I would say my 11 would be, as I had mentioned before. Personally, I want Van de Beek in there, but he's not going to be there. Talking about Watford, I don't see them being much of a threat, except for Ben Foster shooting a video for his YouTube channel. So unless the players want to, put on a show and be like, we're going to give you like good saves to make and shit like that, or they want to look stupid in his video, I think this should be an easy game for us. Again, there's nothing easy for Manchester United right now. I would go for a 2-1 win to Manchester United, conceding 1 because we always do. And the 2 goals, there's only two people who seem to be interested in scoring. That's Rashford and Ronaldo, and I see it coming from them. So get the 3 points and then focus on an all-important Champions League game, which is again a must-win. But guys, do let me know in the comments what you think. Are you feeling as demotivated as I am when I'm talking about Manchester United and the games that are upcoming for us? What's your predicted 11? What's your predictions? Do you see Ole getting the sack anytime soon? But yeah, that's about it. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.